So, contrary to somewhat popular belief, Borderlands 3 will be having microtransactions. Now, I had retweeted an article that was like 50 things about Borderlands 3 that are great or whatnot on Twitter, and one of the points was that there would be no microtransactions in the game, which that isn't true. Now, the reason I'm making this video is to clear this whole thing up and to kind of, I guess, document what has gone down between Game Informer and Randy Pitchford, who is pretty much, honestly, at this point, the face of Gearbox, honestly. So he works on Borderlands and stuff like that. He talked a lot at the Borderlands reveal and gave us some information about the game. And one of his points was that there would be, quote, no microtransactions. Now, this isn't entirely accurate because, well, there will be microtransactions. Randy, what he meant, I guess, by there being quote-unquote no microtransactions is they weren't going to nickel and dime the consumer. They weren't going to be like these free-to-play models and whatnot where there's $9,000 worth of microtransactions in the game and whatnot. That was basically what he was trying to say, but there will apparently be customization packs and whatnot that you can buy as microtransactions. So I guess in reality what he did was he more or less just worded it all wrong. He didn't say what he was actually trying to say very well. He went on a pretty long tirade on Twitter, 18 tweets. I wish I could show them all. We'd be here for 40 minutes if I gave personal commentary on this whole thing. To kind of sum it all up, honestly, and of course I'll leave the link down below for you to read as long as you want to through these whole things. They're trying, I guess, to model things a lot like Borderlands 2, which did have like skins and character packs and whatnot you could buy. They, of course, will have DLC for the campaign and whatnot, so there will be story DLCs like there was in the previous Borderlands games. So, in reality, Randy was just trying to make a point that they weren't going down the F2P path, as I would like to call that, which I guess he kind of expected people to like be excited for, personally. That doesn't excite me. I don't find excitement in the announcement that the game will not cost $9,000 for you to enjoy all the content in it. Personally, I'm just kind of one of those people where it's like, I'm not gonna cheer for the bare minimum in a Borderlands game because, well, it's a Borderlands game. I expect a lot more out of them. If it's like Call of Duty, sure, you cheer for the bare minimum because that's just generally what you're gonna get anyway, so it's not like that with Borderlands, okay? With a game like Borderlands, I don't expect there to be free-to-play monetization because it's a story-driven game. I'm glad that, you know, it's not going down. I'm glad that they're not gonna have all this ridiculous free-to-play kind of monetization in the game, but it's not something they should be getting praise for. It's not something that that should be a selling point for a game. And I'm gonna go off on a little bit of a tangent here. As somebody who's played games since I was about 3 years old, right, who played from the PlayStation 2 onwards, basically, I think it's kind of a shame that we've gotten to this point where, like, you can market your game on the fact that there won't be a ridiculous amount of microtransactions, like the new Star Wars game that's coming out. Everyone was going completely apeshit because it's a only single-player game with no multiplayer. It's not going to have microtransactions and whatnot, and you know, I guess with the whole single-player thing, that's great because, you know, it's going to be a story-driven game. You know, you can just enjoy it yourself. But with a game like that not having microtransactions, that's kind of sad that that's become a selling point, especially from a company like EA, who is 90% of the reason that microtransactions and loot boxes and whatnot have all gotten to the point that they did in the first place. But I digress, okay? I just don't simply believe that should be a selling point in the year 2019. That, you know, you can come out on stage and be like, hey, the new Borderlands game's coming out. Borderlands 2, you know, that highly coveted, you know, critically acclaimed shooter. Basically the game that honestly started a lot of these looter shooters. The game you all know and love. One of your top 5 favorite games, Optimus, of all time. Yeah, well, Borderlands 3, guess what? It's not going to have monetization like Apex Legends and Call of Duty do. To me, that just doesn't get me all hyped up because I would never have expected that, and I would be extremely pissed off if that were the case, so. But, yeah, Randy's gotten a little bit of crap because he misworded what he was actually trying to say, and people have now believed, I guess, that he's purposely misleading people, which I don't think is the case. I don't think he would put his reputation on the line like that personally, but I don't really know. You know, shocker. Gaming industry turns on somebody over a mistake. You know, it happens. And when it comes down to, like, the character customization packs and stuff in Borderlands 2, personally, I don't think I bought a single one. I mean, I bought, like, the Season Pass and the DLC and whatnot once I got the Handsome Jack collection. that came with the pre-sequel, and it came with all the DLC and whatnot. But with Borderlands 3, I bought the Super Deluxe Edition. So I already have that game pre-ordered. I will be at the midnight or the 8 p.m. whatever release for it, because honestly, Borderlands 2 is like my second or third favorite game of all time, probably. I love Borderlands, man. It's a really good series. I am almost certain that this will be the game of the year for me, and I know I'm going to enjoy this game, especially after reveal how they've built so well on top of what Borderlands 2 did so well. This is going to be an exceptional game. I have no fear that it will be bad. But the DLC model, which they're being praised for, is something that they've already always done right. I don't need to have explained to me that they're going to have campaign DLC. I already expect there to be add-ons and, a season pass with that kind of content. I expect at least 3 to 4 major DLCs for the game. I already have no fear when it comes down to the major DLC, but personally, I'm not somebody who just who buys customization in Borderlands, because, I mean, you get so many cool things just by playing anyway, and it's a first-person shooter pretty much all the time, so I don't really see a purpose in buying, skins and stuff, but it's just crazy to me, almost, that we've gotten to this point in the gaming industry. But yeah, I wanted to make a video to kind of clear it up, because yeah, Borderlands 3 is going to have microtransactions. I see people kind of touting that as a reason to praise the game, which it's not a reason to praise the game in the first place, honestly, but I mean, it's going to have some form of microtransaction. It's not debatable, okay? If you sell, let's say a whole character skin for $4 or whatever, right? It's still a microtransaction, even if there's only 20 in the game and it's not some free-to-play crap where there's 900 of them in the game, okay? And there's a loot box and you have a 1 in 900 chance of getting what you want. Just because that's not the case doesn't make it not a microtransaction. You're buying something for a fraction of the cost of the game, and that's a microtransaction, so that's going to be for this video, you guys. Wanted to make a quick update video. I am still really excited for Borderlands 3. The game looks amazing. I can't wait to get my hands on it myself. The game, oh my god. That and Modern Warfare 4 are the 2 games I'm really hyped for this year. But if you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're brand new around here on my channel. Follow me over on Twitter at SubToOptimus. I post memes, thoughts, and updates over there. It's a surefire way to get notifications of all my newest content. Join the Discord down below. Lots of great things going on down over there. And until my next video, guys, this is Optimus, buying DLC in Borderlands 3, and signing out.